I can tell you hands down, straight up, this is one of the best videos I'm ever gonna make. Today we're gonna talk about the power of self-responsibility, the power of holding yourself accountable for every single thing that happens in your life. So first of all, let me break it down like this. A lot of us have this weird victim mentality, or this weird disconnection from our lives and where we're at right now. Let me give you a good example, right? So let's say you want to buy like some $50 shoes, right? And right now you're broke as fuck and you can't afford it, right? Now, the version of you that isn't successful, the version of you that doesn't get to where they want to go in life, they'll say, oh, it's just unlucky, stuff happened, or I had to do this, I had to pay this. Oh, this random expense came up, so that's why I can't do this. This random thing happened, so that's why I can't buy these shoes for $50, right? That's the unsuccessful version of you. The successful version of you goes, no, this was never even an issue in the first place because I accounted for that in the past. What you need to do is you need to start taking absolute and full responsibility for every single thing that happens in your life. Because once you do this, then you'll see that everywhere that you go, no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, it's all because of you. Now, some people might say, oh, but this random horrible thing happened to me, and I had absolutely no control over it. And to that, I'd say, okay, sure. But by and large, you have so much more control over your life than you actually think you do. Like, case in point, so many people say they don't have time for XYZ. Let's just take the gym, right? Oh, I don't have time for it. Oh, but it's gonna be too expensive. So let's just take those two things at first, right? Most people, like I'm gonna say just 90% of people, they spend at least an hour of time they don't need to spend on their phone each and every day. So if you took that 1 hour and took that to the gym, then that excuse is already out the way. Let's say money, right? We all spend money on stuff we don't need. If you actually wanted to be dedicated and actually wanted to go to the gym and actually wanted to build the body that you wanted, you would find money in order to prioritize that, right? So this whole attitude of taking full and complete responsibility for where you are in life and everything that's happened to you in life, this is how you actually succeed. The only reason why you would shy away from this is because it hurts your ego when you think of the past and you think of the decisions you've made that have led you to whatever unfavorable situation you are in right now. That's the only reason why you wouldn't want to accept this paradigm. Because it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like you failed yourself, which in some ways you maybe kind of have, right? But the key to this, the real power in this, is that if you have 100% responsibility, if everything that is happening to you right now, good or bad, is your fault, then you have the power to change that. You also have 100% power to change that. Like, this is why you have to adopt this mentality. People might say it's too extreme to take account for literally every single thing, every single little nuance, every single little piece of your situation, whatever it may be right now. But this is how you actually have power. Because the whole point of this is to give you back your power and to wake you up to the fact that you have so much more control over your life than you currently are exercising and that you actually think that you do. You need to cultivate this attitude whenever there's something that you don't like. Oh, that $50 pair of shoes I can't buy. Instead of saying, oh, well, this thing happened and so that's why I can't do this now. Instead, you should be like, oh, but if I had worked on the business in the past, or if I had worked on making money in the past, or if I had worked more at this job, XYZ, then I would have the money to do so. Like, do you see how that's your fault that you can't buy those shoes? And the same thing works in reverse. If you've been going to the gym consistently and now you have some muscles to show, well, it's your fault that you have those muscles, right? It's because of your actions, because of what you've done, it's because of your beliefs, it's because of what you've put into this world. That's why you now have your result. Like, so many people are in this weird sort of self-delusion, or it's almost as if they're victims to their own selves, right? Like, oh, I just happen to be in this situation, right? Now, sometimes situations that I will say are kind of out of your control, sometimes they arise, right? I'm not gonna dismiss that, right? But like, in the mundane, in the everyday, like you have like 99.99% control of your life. Like you have so much more control of your life than you honestly act like you do. I'm gonna break down something really simple for you. It's a little bit complicated when you kind of hear it for the first time, but it's actually really simple, right? So like right now, your life, everything around you, your situation, your friends, your money, whatever it may be, is pretty much a direct reflection of who you are, like subconsciously, right? And that's why sometimes we get into this weird victim mode. Because what we don't realize, pardon the bus, what we don't realize is that this victim mode, this feeling that life is just happening to us, that we don't have control over it, that, oh, I just can't do this because XYZ, that's all because of like your subconscious mind, basically, right? And so to break it down more simply, when you're running on autopilot, when you aren't using this kind of like conscious awareness that you have like pretty much complete control over your life and that you can create or do or make anything that you want to actually be able to happen, then it's basically just your subconscious beliefs, who you think you are, what you think you're worthy of, etc., etc. That's what's running in the background. Like right now, like pause the video, just listen to this real quick. Like, does your situation feel foreign to you at all? Like your current situation, like it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing in life. Does it feel foreign to you at all? Like really sit with yourself, pause the video here. Does it feel foreign to you? Because it always feels comfortable. It always feels familiar. Even if it's a terrible situation, and I know this may sound insensitive, even if it's a terrible situation, it somehow just feels right. Like it somehow feels like comfortable or normal. I don't know exactly what word to use for it, but it's almost as if we just like somehow weirdly create like circumstances that match like our own beliefs. Even if we don't like the circumstances, if they're familiar, if they're things that we've experienced in the past, sometimes we somehow like almost enjoy that in a really weird, twisted way, simply because it's familiar to us, simply because we're comfortable with it. This is why you see like people who've had abusive partners in the past. Sometimes they gravitate right back towards other abusive people, even when they break up with the original partner, because they somehow just crave that familiarity, even if it's terrible for them. So now that you know that pretty much your current situation is just like an external like reflection of your own beliefs, of who you think yourself to be, like what you think you're worthy of, what you think you can attain, etc., etc., then start to like consciously choose exactly what you want to experience, right? And so a simple way to do this is like, okay, so let's use that example of before, right? $50 shoes. Right now you can't afford them because XYZ happened, these expenses, blah, blah, blah. What you want to do is you want to basically take full responsibility, first of all, because it is your fault that you don't have $50. You could have done like an odd job for $50 and you'd have like whatever, how much ever in your bank account because of that odd job, and you'd be able to buy the shoes, right? So first of all, it's about taking responsibility. It is my fault that I do not have the $50 to afford this. And this isn't a blame game. This isn't to like make you feel bad. It's so that you can finally recognize that you have the power, like the full power, to change it to the opposite, right? So first of all, it is completely and utterly my fault that I do not have $50. And then you say, okay, well, how can I change that? And then let your brain think of stuff. Your brain is like a really good problem-solving machine. So if you just give it a prompt, it's literally like ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT is based off your brain, bro. Like just give it something to work with. How do I get $50? What should I do for $50? What actions do I need to take for $50? And it'll come up with a laundry list of things to do. I don't need to tell you because you have a brain. Like just use your brain, give it a prompt, let it ChatGPT eyes, let it print out its list of responses, and now you know exactly what you need to do. Now step 3, this is the hardest part, right? Step 3 is that you need to actually execute the things that your brain tells you to do. Your brain will always give you the answers that you need, seriously. The key is you actually have to execute them. And so I'm going to prepare you before so that you know once you encounter it, when you have this laundry list of things you can do in order to solve your situation in whatever way, you are going to probably have some level of fear, some level of anxiety, whatever the case may be, around whatever situation or whatever thing that you need to do in order to solve your current problem. you're pretty much always going to have some level of anxiety, some level of fear, whatever the case may be. Now, this is to be expected for number one. And for number two, it's actually a very good sign, because you'll see this more as you grow as a person. But every time there's something you're actually like really, really afraid of, every time there's something, every single time there's something that like actually like makes you like quiver in your boots, every time there's anything like that, if you actually do that, the reward is so immense. It's just how life works. I can't ascribe it to a certain like law or a certain dynamic or whatever. It's just how life works. Every time you do that thing that you're utterly scared of, that you like actually scared you shitless, once you do that thing, your life and just like your own perception of yourself, it just absolutely skyrockets. Like, if you want to get successful, if you want to be successful, literally do every single thing that scares you shitless. That is how you get to success, right? So I'm preparing you beforehand so that you won't kind of just immediately quit once you have your laundry list. You are going to have some level of fear and anxiety around the things that you need to do. Now the key is, again, go back to the original thing. It is my fault, it is my beliefs, it is my actions, it is my lack of action, it is my inaction, it's my whatever the case may be. That is the reason why I am in this current situation. That is the reason why I'm experiencing this certain thing. And so, what you need to do is, when you feel that fear, when you feel that anxiety, you need to compare two different outcomes. If you give in to that fear and anxiety, you will be repeating the same thing that we originally started with. It is my fault I am in this situation because I gave in to my fear and anxiety and did not do the things that I actually needed to do in order to solve the situation. And so, you have to choose option two. Even though I feel this fear, even though I feel this anxiety, I want it to be my fault that I can now afford these $50 shoes. And so I will do whatever I need to do, whatever my brain is telling me to do in order to achieve that, because even though it may scare me a little bit, I want to be able to say it's my fault that I can afford those $50 shoes. If you start doing this for every single area of your life that you think you have problems in, because again, I truly think that like a lot of us honestly create our own problems because of like maybe terrible childhoods or whatever the case may be. And so in a weird way, it's almost as if we sometimes create our own problems, right? But if you start doing this methodically with every single area of your life, you analyze, first of all, you take full responsibility. It is my fault, it's 100% my fault, not 99, not 99.99, 100% my fault. Because if it's 100% your fault that you're in a negative situation, then that means you have 100% power to flip it to the positive situation, right? So it's 100% my fault that I'm in this current situation. Now, how will I solve this situation? Give it to your brain, let it print out a laundry list of ideas, of things to pursue, of actions to take, and then, once you have your list of actions, you know exactly what to do. You're going to feel fear, you're going to feel some level of apprehension, but what type of man are you if you let some stinky ass feelings literally stop you from getting exactly what you want to get in life? Like, you can do better, bro. Come on. So that's my key framework. I guess 3-part step, whatever you want to call it. I promise you, like, I know this might sound really simple. And I know because I'm like just talking in a normal low tone of voice, it may just sound like, oh, he's just talking. Like he's just talking for the sake of it. But if you apply this like 3-step framework to different parts of your life, you will see like the most incredible change in the world. Because I think like one of the most insidious and like power robbing like mindsets or approaches to the world is like the idea that you don't have the power to change your life. It's such a horrible, corrosive mindset to have. And sometimes you aren't even like consciously aware that you have that mindset, but it's just like slowly, it's just like kind of lurking under the shadows. You don't really see it, but it's like there all the time. When you take this framework, when you just take the mentality that everything that happens to me is 100% my fault, like the current situation I'm in is 100% my fault and 100% because of the actions and the beliefs that I have and the actions and beliefs that I've been taking, then like you're completely free to change your life. Because if it's 100% your fault that is bad, then it can be 100% your fault that is good, right? And one other part I want to cover in this little bonus tidbit is that the other part of this is changing your beliefs. again, like, don't feel like you're some type of victim. Don't let yourself be a victim to your kind of subconscious, just automatic programs. Don't be a victim to your autopilot. Once you realize that it's 100% your fault, 100% your responsibility, that you're in this place in life, that you have whatever beliefs you have, then it's 100% your fault if you change it to positive beliefs, right? Like, this is the other part of it. This is more like airy-fairy woo-woo. You can call it whatever you want, but if you look among successful people, they have incredibly great self-concepts and self-beliefs, because that just can only help you get to where you want to go. So again, don't get out of the kind of mental paradigm. If you have this paradigm, get out of the one where it's like a battle against yourself, where you have to fight, where, oh, I have to fight against my beliefs, or, oh, I have to fight against the world or anything. No, like, literally, if it's 100% your fault, if it's 100% your responsibility of the beliefs you have, of everything that's kind of going on subconsciously in your head, then you have the complete power to change it. Like, no one else is going to change it for you. No one else is coming to save you. You have to start to do these things yourself. You have to start taking full responsibility for every single thing that happens in your life. And I'm saying this full responsibility thing so many times because you need to take full and absolute 100% responsibility, 100% fault for every single thing that's happening to you in your life, for every single thing that's like a part of your current situation, all the different elements, all the different dynamics, whether it's relationships, money, whatever it may be, health, a gym, it doesn't matter. Like, it is all your fault as a man. It is all your fault. And this isn't to like demonize you or to make you feel bad, but it's to make you realize that you have so much power to change your life to be exactly what you want it to be. Like, this is not a message of blame. This is a message of just telling you how powerful you are and being able to achieve every single thing that you want. Like, you are the number one person who has the most control of your life, hands down. You are yourself 24/7. Every single action you take is you. Like, you are you 24/7. No one has more power than you in changing your life, because you are literally you 24/7. Like, have you ever thought about that? You are literally you 24/7. So every single situation you wind up in has to be as a result of you. Because, like, how else could it not be you if you are the one making the actions, if you're the one believing in a certain way 24/7? It has to be you. Just think about that for a second. It's you 24/7. Start to change the you. Start to change some of the actions. Start to change some of the beliefs. Start focusing on your goals rather than what you don't want. Hey, yo, my camera died, so I had to re-record this part of the video. But as I was saying, you are you 24/7. So any situation that you find yourself in, it has to be you, because you've been the one literally leading yourself up to that point for your entire life. You can't discount, you can't push out the responsibility to outside forces when you are the one in control of your life, your body, etc. for literally the entire time that you've been alive. I just think about that. It's just been you this entire time. So the power of this, the power of applying this three-method approach, three-prong approach, whatever you want to call it, is that it gives you the power to actually build the life that you want. Because as I said previously in this video, this isn't a video about blaming you or about making you feel bad, but it's about making you realize that you have the full capacity to achieve whatever you want to, as long as you're willing to at first take responsibility. Because if you had 100% power to give you the bad situation or whatever you didn't like, then you have 100% power to bring about the positive situation, what you do want. So again, to recap, first of all, you have to take 100%, not 99.9, not 99.99, but 100% responsibility for where you are in life, for everything that you can't do, for everything that you don't like. You have to take full responsibility for that, because that is 100% your fault. You have to take full responsibility. Step 2, now that you've identified your problem, now that you know it's completely your fault, you now give the problem to your brain and you ask it to give you basically a laundry list of different ideas as to how to either reverse the situation, how to get what you want, whatever the case may be. You prompt your brain like it's ChatGPT. You listen for a little bit and it will give you a list of answers. You pick the best answer, and then, as I warned you before, you are going to feel some level of apprehension, some level of fear, some level of anxiety around doing it. Because it's probably new to you, it's probably novel, it's probably, ooh, scary. But that's just that's the brain's way of protecting you. But protection doesn't really get you to where you want to be. If you want to actually get somewhere in life, you need to be very comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because every time you're uncomfortable, that means you're in a situation in which you can grow. So, now that you have your laundry list, you choose one that's best, and then, even though you feel the fear, even though you feel the apprehension, even though you may feel a type of way, even though you may be all scared and shit, you don't get all in your head and you don't get lost in the sauce. You know what you need to do, and then you simply execute it. If you do this, then you will see change, like, not even on no Trump shit, but the likes of which you didn't even think were possible before. Especially if you start modifying your beliefs in the same way too. Because again, it's completely your fault. It's completely your responsibility that you have the beliefs that you have right now. Some of them may be positive, and that's your fault too. Some of them may be negative, that's your fault too. And so there's no reason to get lost in the sauce of, oh, my beliefs, but they're trying to, but I feel so bad, but oh, this isn't me. Like, bro, it's your responsibility. It's your fault that you have these beliefs. Like, just treat them as a logical, mechanical thing. Because once you start getting bogged down in the emotionality and of all the trauma and all of the, hurt that may be under there, then you're just cooked. You've already lost the battle. Treat them as logical, just things, and say, okay, so far, this has been my fault that I have these negative beliefs. I'm simply going to adopt positive ones. I'm going to repeat them. I'm going to reinforce them. It's really that simple, truly. Once you do that, once you modify your behavior, once you modify your beliefs to be who you want to be, to actually achieve what you want to get, then success is literally inevitable. Because your brain will tell you what to do. And if you do it, then you will get your result. 1 + 1 = 2. It's that simple. If you want to get a lean, nice, aesthetic body without any of the BS, without anyone trying to sell you some. If you want a lean, aesthetic, cut body without any of the BS, without anyone who's fucking taking steroids and shit trying to sell you something, click the link down in the description below. In less than 2 years, I managed to more than quadruple my bench, and it's just genuinely unimaginable how many benefits there are to lifting. Makes you feel better, makes you more attractive. It's just such an incredibly good habit to have, and I want to give that gift to you. So click the link down in the description below if you're interested. It'll have everything that you need to know to get the dream body that you want without any of the BS. Simple, made just for you. So click that if you're interested. But seriously, if you start to implement this mindset that I outlined in this video, and then implement that 3-step process, your life will transform before your very eyes. You need to take 100% responsibility because it gives you 100% power in creating exactly what you want. More videos on the way. The only way is up. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.